Despite its childish and wildly immature nature, Talking with Dinosaurs is not intended for children. It has blasphemy, sweary words, sexy talk, and bad thoughts. It is for entertainment purposes only, and while care has been taken to keep information as accurate as possible, paleontology is an ever-growing field with new data and theories constantly changing how we see these prehistoric monsters, so we make no guarantees about accuracy. Not that it matters. Paleontologists are just making it all up as they go along anyway. Also, Mum, I'm very, very sorry. Welcome to the first officially fortnightly episode of Talking with Dinosaurs, the world's #1 comedy dinosaur podcast, hosted by a Kiwi from a secret prison run by the reptiloid Killuminato. The reptiloids and I have come to an accordance where I'm allowed to do my show, and I stop trying to break out and killing a bunch of them in the process. I've had a lot of requests for a Valentine's special this week. So how the hell do you do a Valentine's Day special for a comedy dinosaur podcast? I don't want to crack into the dinosaur erotica yet, not until at least episode 57. That seemed to be the sweet spot for Wiki Shipdown. So none of that yet. Also, Valentine sucks. So instead, this week I bring you a very special episode, a much anticipated episode. An episode about everyone's favourite Carnotaurus theropod, star of Jurassic Park, destroyer of many in an Ark survival evolved base, and all-round badass. I would say this is probably the dinosaur I've been asked to cover more than all other dinosaurs combined. You'll be relieved to hear that the dinosaur I speak of is, of course, the Carnotaurus. Wait, you thought I meant the T-Rex? Gah, you'll know I'm really scraping the bottom of the barrel when I start talking about that overhyped carrion feeder. Unless, of course, Sue the T-Rex from the Chicago Field Museum is listening. They are the best Twitter dinosaur, and there are a lot more of those than you'd think. And I'd love for them to acknowledge me. Please love me, Sue. Please. Anyway, Carnotaurus was requested often and repeatedly by Nia of the Murder Down Under and Think Yourself Clean podcasts. And since Nia knows way too much about covering up murders as a true crime podcast host, I decided to acquiesce to her requests. I was originally planning on releasing this episode around the same time as the release of the Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom, as it has what looks to be quite a short, sad cameo for the Carnotaurus. But since I'm still in a heated legal battle with Universal Pictures for reasons I can't really remember, we're doing it now. Carnotaurus was quite distinctive, with forearms so short that tyrannosaurs felt bad for them, and a short, powerful neck holding up a proportionally huge head that was bedecked by a pair of horns. We don't know how magnificent these horns were, unfortunately, due to the fact that only their bony cores were preserved. But I like to picture them with absurdly oversized straight horns, rocking out like antennae from the head of New Zealand's native weta. Carnotaurus got its name from these horns, its name translating as meat-eating bull. It's not completely sure what those horns were for, but many scientists believe their neck and head were more than strong enough to absorb a full impact with another Carnotaurus skull at full tilt, so it was probably used for mating displays. If it used them to hunt its prey, the prey probably couldn't handle it quite so well as another Carnotaurus skull. Its aforementioned tiny arms were likely vestigial, with fused fingers not really able to be wiggled. Apparently they were quite a lot like a simple wing, sort of like the humble kiwi bird, which I'm pretty sure I've been able to shoehorn into the last 5 episodes out of some sort of weird misplaced national pride. It's not that great a bird. I could use other creatures like the emu in this example, but I don't want to give those dang Aussies any more credit than they already get. Despite its vestigial wing-like arms, this is one theropod that almost definitely didn't have feathers. While only being known from a single specimen, it was a really good specimen, with skin and scale imprints, a largely complete skeleton, except for the tail and legs, but those aren't important, just like in real life. Also imprinted in the fossils were tiny little knobs, knobs, called scutes, sort of like the skin of a crocodile. These would have toughened its skin and protected it slightly while fighting for a mate or chasing down prey. Its prey was likely quite small, as its mouth was designed to beat speedily not strongly. Strongly, that one, strongly, yeah. Sort of like modern crocodiles. Its mouth was also hinged in such a way that its teeth may have been able to spear small prey, then grasp them in its mouth so it couldn't escape. It could then swallow small enough prey whole, which is pretty badass. I choke a bit when I don't chew my noodles enough, and these scary beasts could swallow your sweet little puppy Scruffy whole. Poor Scruffy. I can't believe you left him outside when the Carnotaurs arrived. You let him down. Poor little Scruffs. I bet it was delicious though. Righty-ho, time to give the mighty Carnotaurus a rating. I'm going to have to give it a solid 9 out of 10, but I'll upgrade it to 11 out of 10 if it turns out their horns were ridiculously oversized. The Jurassic World trailer gets a negative 7 out of 10 for taking this wondrous death lizard out so quickly. Fuck you, Universal. Now, on to our question and answer section.
Did you know a turkey puppet once ran for the presidency of Ireland? Did you know that meat once rained from the skies of Kentucky? Did you know that there was an emperor of the United States for a while? Then listen to the Wiki Ship Down podcast.
We live in an age when the sum total of humanity's knowledge can be found in your pocket on a smartphone at any given time. But when that knowledge is peer editable, like it is on Wikipedia, what does that say about mankind? So follow us down the digital rabbit hole as we drink, joke, and curse our way through the random button on Wikipedia and see where our journey through humanity's knowledge takes us.
While you're at it, follow us on all social media at WikiShipDown. I'm Ruth Ann.
I'm Ryan, and be sure to find us every Wednesday on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Okay, the reptiloids have quietly vetted my questions this week, so I shouldn't ask anything too risky. Apart from their fascist leanings, they're actually very nice as individuals, rarely if ever threatening to eat human babies or dissolving my skin with their acid breath. Anyway, let's hit that first question. This one is from my friend Maddie P, and it is, what religion were dinosaurs? Are they all in the blessed beyond now of old Jiminy Christmas, or are they burning in heck? Well, Maddie, I can't say. No one can. Dinosaurs are dead. As far as we are aware, they didn't have complex societies with religions. The reptiloids tell me that idea would be laughable, and then they injected me with more sedatives and blasted more propaganda at me. Anyway, dinosaurs are probably in hell, as we shall all be one day. Especially you, Tane. You monster. Get out of here. Okay, next question. If dinosaurs did evolve from what we now know as birds, does that mean that cassowaries are proof of this? Those things are mindless killers. Which dinosaur would you say they are most like? Or are they their own terrifying specimen? And that's from my cousin Haley, who smuggled this question in, coded into a picture of her wonderful kitten Penelope. Interestingly, yes, cassowaries are very close to dinosaurs, as are kiwis and moa and emus and all the other ratites. There was actually a dinosaur described last year, Carnotaurus jacobski, that looks pretty much exactly like a cassowary. Convergent evolution is a crazy thing. It had the crest and everything. I mean, there was one difference. I mean, it was huge. Carnotaurus was way bigger. Oh, and it had a tail. And it probably wasn't as insanely violent as the cassowary, nor did it have cassowary's dromaeosaur-like razor claw on its middle toe. Seriously, don't fuck with cassowaries. They may not be able to fly, but they will hunt you down and utterly destroy you, in a really painful way. They murdered a 16-year-old Australian boy once. It was brutal. Alright, that's all the time I'm allowed on the Reptiloids recording equipment this week. Thanks for coming back and joining me for my first officially fortnightly episode. The next episode will be in another 2 weeks, assuming the Reptiloids don't decide to be rid of me in that time. Thanks to everyone for being supportive. I hope the Hunting with Monsters bonus episode was enjoyable for you, all of you, even those of you not really neck deep in Monster Hunter like I am. I don't think there will be another one unless there's pretty high demand. There might be other bonus episodes and off weeks in the future though, but we'll see. As ever, if you have any questions, please send them through to talkingwithdinosaurs@gmail.com, tweet them at TalkingDinoCast, or pop them on the new Facebook discussion group Talking with Dinosaurs, Dinophiles Anonymous. Yes, that's right, a discussion group, where you can head there and talk about birds, or cassowary attacks, or the Canadian Civil War, or butts, or anything. Please join. I'm so lonely. Please love me. Oh, and you can also show that love by rating and subscribing on iTunes, or liking on YouTube, or doing something to tell everyone about the stupid dinosaur podcast you found with that guy with the weird accent. Anyway, Anyway, the reptiloids are swinging their shockbats at me to get me off the air. I've been Stefanato, and we've been talking with Dino. Oh God, please stop! Oh no, that hurts!